And she is on a mission to elevate women in workplaces. Let's say hello to Louise H. Reid. Hello, Louise.
Hi.
But can I also say you're a coach, you're a leadership expert, you're a podcaster as well. Whew, you wear many hats.
I do. I have a slash career.
Yeah, slash career,
slash career.
Slash this,
yes,
slash that.
Yes.
Okay, how long have you been in all these fields at this point?
I've been working in this industry for 20 years.
Yeah.
And so it's really been in the last 2.5 that I've put all of my experience, education, and passions in a blender, and it's come out to be that.
It's amazing. Now you're based out of Ottawa?
I'm based out of Ottawa, but I do coach online. So I have clients all over the world.
That's exciting. What is your mission?
My mission is to elevate women in workplaces.
Simple as that.
It's as simple as that. There's obviously lots that goes into that, but that really is my clear mission.
Okay. All right. I know I said that at the start of the interview. I just wanted to see if we're gonna pick that apart a bit here.
Let's do that.
All right. So how do you elevate women workplaces?
Well, maybe I'll start with even just saying like a really, really quick story. When I was 13, so that was in the 80s, in the late 80s.
Okay.
I loved basketball, and I was determined to be the first woman in the NBA because at that time there was nowhere else for women to go in sport. And so I felt compelled. Clearly, I didn't make it to the NBA. The WNBA came around in 1996. And then when I was working in business, I felt really compelled when I looked back on my life to really get involved in helping women find a place where they can be, who they can be. And in the business world, that's obviously through leadership.
Okay. So you also have a podcast as well. So through the podcast, are you trying to help these two fields at the same time?
I do. So through my podcast, I really got into that by accident. I think a lot of really cool things can happen by accident when you say yes to things that you're curious about and are interested in. And that is really to amplify women's voices. So there are amazing women doing awesome things in business, as well as men. But I really while I do have men on the podcast too, I mainly bring women in just to amplify the voice and to be a conduit so they can share their message with my global audience.
Okay. I know you have a very unique approach as well to leadership. It's about keeping things simple.
Like, aren't we busy enough?
Yeah.
We're so busy in our lives. When you ask people, how are you doing? It's a big sigh usually, and then there's busy that goes along with that. So simplification of a leadership approach was really important to me. And so I'm putting again in a blender things like human connection, inclusion, so that people can bring their whole selves to work, things like personal well-being, and mindfulness. And all that stuff gets packaged together in my approach to how I show up in my leadership work.
What would you say is the number one thing when you're talking about women? What is holding them back?
So there are quite a few things, but the data is clear. And one of the things that's a really simple thing that a lot of women don't recognize that they do is that women wait until they're 100% qualified, they've got the list of qualifications for a job description, and wait until they check off all the boxes before they apply. Men only wait typically until they've got 60% of the qualifications. So the point here is just do it. Put your hand up before you think that you're ready.
You're probably more qualified than you think.
Probably more qualified than you think,
Exactly.
exactly.
Okay, it's all about positivity. So what is being held back in the workplace when it comes to women? Why are workplaces holding back women?
And again, lots of answers to that. It's a complex problem that didn't just arise overnight, so there's lots of complexities to it. So not meaning to oversimplify it, but one of the things is just that people aren't even aware. There's something called unconscious bias. We like to think that it's someone else's problem, that all of this data that shows that we're holding women back, everyone else is doing it except me. And we really need to hold the mirror up and have a look at how we are contributing to that. There's a simple way, though, that everyone within the workplace can support other women is, A, once you're aware of it, you can then be doing something differently. And women are cut off 3 times more often than men in the workplace.
Okay.
And so even in meetings, if we start to become more aware of that, you can have things like, did you ever watch or read Lord of the Flies?
Of
Dating
course.
myself. Yeah, Lord of the Flies, the conch.
Piggy.
Conch. Poor Piggy.
Yeah.
The person who's talking has the conch.
Yeah.
And so then that avoids anyone being interrupted. The introverts, the women, etc.
Okay, 30 seconds left here, and I just want to know how people can hire you, get your services.
Yeah, they can reach me. I'm all over social media. LinkedIn is where I'm most active, Louise H. Reid. Also my website, louisehreid.com.
And as you mentioned, most of this is done online, for the most part.
It's both.
It's both.
So it doesn't matter where people are located, I can service them.
That's true, because you wrote on your website the coffee is on you, so you have to be in person to do that, right?
Yeah, preferable.
Louise H. Reid, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Great job, great work, a great show. Fun as always. I'm Dylan Black. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.